Hello everyone, it's Krieg B back to you with another video. This video pertains to the unfortunate unaliving of 13-year-old Sinzae Reed of Ohio, whose young life was unfortunately taken by 36-year-old Krieg Butler. The reason why this story is gaining traction is due to social media. If it was not for persons retweeting this story, reposting this story on their various platforms, I would not have known about the unfortunate unaliving of this child. According to reports, on October 12 at approximately 5:45 p.m., there was a reporting of a shooting. According to court records, eyewitnesses saw Butler, the suspect, exit out of a red truck and fired multiple times at Sinzae Reed, who is 13 years old. The alleged suspect, Krieg Butler, went into his car and fled the scene. Officers responding to the incident found Sinzae Reed with multiple injuries and provided medical aid until paramedics arrived. Sinzae Reed was rushed in a life-threatening condition to OhioHealth Doctors Hospital, where he unfortunately lost his life at 6:26 p.m. Reports also claim that Krieg Butler was initially charged with Sinzae Reed's unaliving and was held on $1 million bond, but the charges were later dropped pending the investigators. Prosecutors filed a motion to dismiss the case in Franklin County Municipal Court after Butler's arrest. At the time, prosecutors stated that Butler was alleging that he fired shots at Sinzae Reed in self-defense. Again, prosecutors filed a motion to dismiss the case in the unaliving of a 13-year-old child because the suspect stated he fired weapons at a child in self-defense. In addition, the autopsy is not completed, so there was no forensic evidence about the positioning of this 13-year-old's wounds to prove or disprove Butler's claim. There is no statute of limitation for filing a murder charge, and charges could be refiled at a later date. The Franklin County Prosecutor's Office stated on Thursday that there is no additional comment on this case at this time because it is an ongoing case. It should be noted that Krieg Butler has a conviction from 2019 as it pertains to domestic violence in Franklin County Municipal Court. According to federal law, persons with DV convictions cannot carry firearms, putting them under what is commonly called disability. Ohio does not have a provision against persons with convictions for domestic violence from carrying weapons. Ohio prohibits convicted felons from having weapons in their possession. Because Butler's conviction would bar him from having a weapon under federal law, Franklin County prosecutors cannot file that charge against him. No charges have been filed in federal court as of Thursday afternoon. Now you will watch the original breaking news about this case, and I will be back with more commentary.
Case of Krieg Butler. He was charged with the murder of 13-year-old Sinzae Reed 2 weeks ago, and his case has since been dismissed by the municipal court. NBC4's Anna Hoffman has been digging into this situation, and she joins us now live. So Anna, how often does this typically happen?
Jared, a felony case being dismissed by the municipal court is typical protocol for the county prosecutor. The next step is normally indictment, and then the case will be picked up by the common pleas court. But right now, there's no word on when and if that will happen.
No justice, no peace.
Family and friends of 13-year-old Sinzae Reed gathered outside the Franklin County Prosecutor's office to demand answers.
I will not stop until I'm heard because Sinzae Reed deserves justice.
Reed was shot and killed on October 12th at the Wedgewood Village Apartments. The next day, 36-year-old Krieg Butler Sr. was arrested and charged with Reed's murder. Witnesses say they saw Butler exit his truck before the shooting, then get back in and drive away after. Butler appeared in court later that week where he was arraigned on those murder charges, and he claimed it was self-defense. Court records show on October 20th the case was dropped by the municipal court out of a request of the prosecutor. Butler has since been released, his bond dismissed, and he is now technically walking free.
This man left the scene and how to get caught by SWAT 2 days later. And then y'all let him out.
It's been 1 week since the case was dropped, and there are no signs of it being picked up by the common pleas court. We reached out to the county prosecutor, Gary Tyak's office, for clarification on this issue. They sent us back a statement which says, in part, the municipal court does not have jurisdiction to hear felony cases except for a limited period of time. It is standard practice for almost every felony case filed in municipal court to be dismissed. This particular case is still under review for possible presentation to the grand jury, and unfortunately, I cannot advise you when the case will be presented to the grand jury. Since this statement does not tell us much about what comes next in this case, I tried reaching out to the prosecutor's office.
This story is tragic on so many levels. The Reed family is grieving the loss of this young child, a dream deferred, a young life taken. And to add injury to insult, prosecutors take it upon themselves by filing a motion to denying the Reed family justice. This man took a child's life because he felt he had the authority of taking a child's life without hesitation. This man already has a conviction in domestic violence. And you mean to tell me that prosecutors looked the other way to denying this child? I hope in the coming days and weeks and even months that there is an investigation into this prosecutor's office, not only on the state level, but on the federal level as well. This man took out a 13-year-old child without hesitation. This man has been convicted of domestic violence. Why isn't he in prison doing his time? Why aren't prosecutors seeking justice for this 13-year-old child? Had it not been for social media, then the prosecutors would have continued ignoring this case and ignoring the Reed family. Thank God that social media has been retweeting, resharing on multiple outlets because this child deserves justice. And the fact that prosecutors who took an oath once again to defending persons, including children, are denying this child because of a white man's word of self-defense of a 13-year-old child? Make that make sense. Once again, the adultification of black children have a severe negative effect on our children, not only in the short term, but in the long term, as our children will experience some form of PTSD, anxiety, depression, etc., etc., etc. And if we do not hold persons who took an oath of protecting our citizens, then we will continue to seeing the same results of our children being considered adults and losing their lives at such a young age. We will continue to seeing these stories year after year, decade after decade, because persons are not seeing our children as children. My God, how many more dreams must be deferred because someone took it upon themselves of not seeing our children as children? Once again, our children deserve the very best, and they deserve to keep their innocence for as long as they can, because the world can be a very cruel place. Protect Black children. Say their names, known and unknown. Justice for Sinzae Reed. Please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.